New project, so project, and we're going to go press new. So now we're going to start our new project, which is going to be almost near the end of our projects for now, and we're going to do one that's going to be called top down assembly. Just call it top down assembly, all right? And we're going to press finished. We're going to make it our new project. We're going to press done. And you notice again, all our recents are disappeared because it's a different project. We're going to go press new. And before we've been always working with the part files. Now we're going to go reverse. We're going to start making the assembly, hence the top-down assembly method, which means we're going to be building from the assembly one piece off the next. All right? So we're going to stick with our inches. If ever you are doing a project, like the one I'm going to give you next, or any other one, and the units are different, remember to change either to US, use it to metric, millimeters, inches. All right? Always be careful when you guys start a new project, new sheet metal, whatever you're working on. If it's a sheet metal, we work on sheet metal. If it's a part, we work on normal part. In this case here, we're going to start with the assembly. So we're going to go to the standard assembly, and we're going to press create. It's going to load. And you're going to notice it's a little bit different from how you guys noticed. The first thing you see is you see the place option, the create option, you see the position, relationship, patterns, and so forth. So we're going to start off by building our first piece. So to start off, you go to create. Now, by you pressing create inside this, what is it doing? It's going to create it in the folder. It's like you're doing an independent piece, but instead of assembling it afterwards, it's already assembled because you're building it at the same time. So we're going to call this one here the base, like so. Again, we have our template as standard. If we're happy to make a sheet metal, you would go here and change it. If it happens to be another, what can I say? It happens to be another unit, you go back and you switch the units as well. So in this case here, we're going to do the base in the top-down assembly, and we're going to press OK. So now it's going to load a bit, and you're going to see that it opened up our new piece. It's going to tell you to choose a plane. So we're going to open up, and we're going to choose the plane XY right here. And now we're going to go back, start a sketch, and same thing again, choose XY. So now we're starting from the base of our project. So from here now we're going to start building our pieces. So we're going to go do a rectangle from the center, and we're going to stretch it out to make it a total of 6.25 and 6.25. So we have our nice square. Once that is done, we're going to go press finish sketch, and we're going to extrude it for a total of 2 inches. So we'll type in 2, and we're going to press OK. This is our first piece. Once that piece is done, we're going to start, and we're going to press the home button. See, if you notice, we have our orientation wrong in this case, because we want it to be our first piece to be flat so we could build on it. So I seem to have made a mistake, so it's not the end of the world. What I can do is I could just press undo, right? And my first sketch, I'm going to build it on this plane here. Now it's going to work properly. If I go rectangle, and I do the same numbers again, 6.25, 6.25, and then now that it's finished, I extrude it for a total of 2. You notice now I have it nicely placed. If I push the home button, everything looks perfect. From that now, we're going to go create a sketch on top of the top face. In the center, we're going to put a circle. We're going to make sure we have diameter of 2. And we're going to extrude that circle a distance of 3.75. So now we have the circle placed. The next step we're going to do is we're going to use the hole feature, and we're going to make a hole on the top piece you see over here. So where is the hole feature? We're going to go to, where? Modify, right here. And we're going to go look for draft, shell, chamfer, fillet, hole feature. We're going to toss this to the side so we can see our piece. And we're going to make sure we get the center piece. So we're going to click on the face we want. And then we're going to go click the edge to make sure it's concentric to the middle. From there, we're going to make sure that we use the counter bore And we're going to type in the following units. We're going to type in 1.2. Then we're going to type in 0.5. And then we're going to type in 1 for the distance. Like so. We make sure it goes through all. So this is perfect, perfect. And we want to make sure that it goes through all. Everything else looks okay. And we're going to press OK. Okay. The next step we're going to do, so in this step here, I want to show you the way it tells us to do it. But there's also another way of doing it where we don't need to do the next step, which I'm going to show you. So if I go here now, it tells you to make a sketch again. Right? We're going to go, now we're going to make another sketch on this face here this time. And we're going to go make a circle. We're going to change it to construction. And we're going to grab like so and make a distance of 3.5. Right? Now there's two ways we can do it. We could add points here, like so. Or we could do like it's showing us to make a hole, a circle, use the array. There's many different techniques here. So I'm going to show you first one method, which would be make a circle like it says right here, which is a diameter of 0.5, right? Then we could go do the array right away. Four. And then grab this thing. Oh wait, let me change this one to a normal line, like so. Now let's do the array again. Okay. There we go. Come on. Okay, this is one. Let me just do it the other way first. So you make the circle. You can make circles all the way across, or you could do this. Let me just show you this. You can extrude it and then array it. So we're going to extrude it. There's this way here. I go subtract all the way through. Then once I'm done that, I can array it across. Let's do it again. Here, circular array, feature, the extrusion right over here. And we're going to do this rotation here. Number 4. So that was one way of doing it, right? I could have also done go to the top view again. Instead of making a circle, I could have just added the points like so. Like this. Then I could have went finished. Could have did the whole feature from sketch, which is already selected. And I just changed the whole to this one here. Oh, wait, this one here. And we're going to change it how much? Where is it? Sorry? And we're going to go type in, what was the distance? 0.5. I could have done that method here. Or I could have did one and arrayed it. But also, you could also have done just this. If I go back and just left it like this, it's okay also. Why? Because when we do the bolts later on, it's automatically going to go through it. You might have some interference because it says doesn't complete. But in this case here, we're going to make the hole. But again, you don't really need to do this because when we do add the bolt and the screw, it goes automatically through all the pieces. But just to make it easier, so it looks similar, I'll just do the whole feature. Since it's faster, it's already done, 0.5, accept, and there's our first piece. Now that this piece is done, we're going to return, and by pressing return, it's like you saved the piece. If I were to go in the folder and look, I'll have one piece called base. Now I'm going to create a second piece. So I do create again. This piece here is going to be called spacer. Press OK. Now you're going to choose the top piece over here. This is where the spacer is going to go. And you're going to draw a sketch on this face as well. Like so. Now we're going to use what we did before, where we're going to project our geometry of this face here. So we have already the circles done for us. All that's left to do is draw I think we're drawing a circle, right? With a diameter of 1.5. Oh, 4.5, sorry. Press finish. And we're going to extrude it. like this, and we put a distance of 1.5, right? And we press OK. And then that piece is done. We could go press return, and like that we have two pieces done, already assembled already, right? And if I go look underneath, you see the holes are already aligning because I chose the same profile from above and I pulled it up. The next piece we're going to make is a revolve, making a screw. So we're going to go do a new piece again. We're going to call this part here the shoulder screw, like so. And we're going to press OK. Now we're going to go make sure we're going to constrain to a face. So we're going to choose the top face like this, over here. And we're going to sketch on the plane. So we're going to make a new sketch on the plane YZ. So if I go look, YZ is going to be the plane cutting right through it. Oh, wrong one, this one here. I'm going to go through YZ, which is this guy right here, YZ. Again, which is cutting through the piece. And we're going to make the shape of our screw that you see now. So we're going to go use the line command. And we're going to draw the piece like it shows. We'll start from down here, and we'll go across. So from here down would be 4. Across would be 0.6. Then it goes up 3.5. Then it goes across 0.5, I think. Yeah, 0.5. Oh, the first one I made a mistake. This one should have actually been, this one should have been 5. There we go. And then I go 0.5, then I go 1 across. So that's 0.6 minus 0.5 is, so 0.1. Then I'm going to go up to touch to this piece here. And then I'm going to go across how much? 0.2. And then I'm going to go up 0.75. And I'm going to go across 0.8. Oh, you made a mistake. Someone told me a wrong number here before. You told me 0.2 before. This should be 0.4. Oh, sorry. There we go. Go connected here. This should be perfect and connect. Okay? So now we have our piece. It's okay by the way. So we have our profile of the piece we need. From here, now that we have it done, we press Finish Sketch, and we're going to use the Revolve tool. Profile is already selected. The axis, we're going to choose this one here, and it's going to revolve it around it. Again, if I didn't choose the right axis and I choose this one, it makes a cylinder. We don't need that. We want to make the screw profile. So we go back to Axis, and we're going to choose this one here, which makes the screw perfectly fine. We're going to press OK, and like that, we have the screw completed. We're going to add some chamfers to the screw to give it a better curve, and we're going to continue. So now that that's done, we revolved it. We're going to go use the chamfer tool, and we're going to go put 0.06, and we're going to click the top face right over here and the face over here, like so, and also the bottom over here. So we have the 3 faces. We're going to press OK. Now that that's done, we're going to go to the fillet option. So now the fillet, we're going to put 0.02, and we're going to add a fillet over here, a fillet over here. So we have the 2 fillets, and we're going to press OK. All right? So we added the 2 fillets and the 2 chamfers. Once that's done, we're going to go now and hit back, which means we saved our 3rd piece. I have 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1. This whole base here is 2, and the spacer 3. Now that that's completed, what should I do is I could save my assembly. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and I'm going to save my assembly as, I can leave it as assembly for now. All right? And hit the Save button. Now it's asking me, do you want to save all the pieces? So if you notice, it's independently saving the base, the spacer, and the screw. So if I press Yes to all, and I press OK, it's going to save them in the folder. It's going to load, I guess. Now if I go press Open just to show you, you see I have my assembly file, I have my base, my shoulder screw, and my spacer that I just created, all in the assembly file. Now comes the fun part. We're going to add a bolt that's going to connect everything together with a washer and a spacer as well. So now, from here now, we're going to go to the design tool, and we're going to go to bolted connection. All right? So now this piece here, we're going to go choose our start plane is going to be the top face of our piece. The reference is going to be one of the holes that we just made, like so. Only do one. We're going to array the rest afterwards. And our termination is going to be the base of our piece, like so. So now we have the starting point, where it's going through the hole location, and where it's going to stop. The next step we're going to do is we're going to say how big is the hole. In this case, if you go back to look, we used 0.5. So we're going to go back and look for 0.5 inches, right? That's going to be our thickness. And we're going to keep the thread side as ANSI. The next step you're going to do is you're going to click to add fastener. It's going to load. It may look like it's going to crash, but it's not, all right? If this doesn't pop up right away, it's because you didn't choose, I'll show you after, you didn't choose the diameter at the bottom. Now that that's done, we're going to go choose ANSI. There's a whole bunch of different families here. This is ANSI we're going to use. And we're going to go click on hex head bolts, like you see here. And we're going to go choose the one that says inches, hex bolts inches. All right? So that's our first bolt. So you see it, it's already coming into it. Now we're going to add a washer. Okay? So now the washer, if we go look, we're going to go use the one that's called plain washer, which should be right over here. Now, if you look carefully, right away it's doing 1/2 inch, which is going to be, is that okay, or is it going to be too big? If it's too big, I'm going to show you how to fix it. If it's too small, I'm going to show you how to change the size of this washer. The last step after you add the washer is we're going to add the fastener at the bottom, which is the bolt. So you skip one, and you go to the last one. The bolt, you're going to go search the bolt, the nut, sorry, and you're going to go choose the hex nut with inches right over here. That's going to be the bottom piece. Right? If I want to add another washer, I could have did a washer, then a bolt, but that's all we need for this piece. And then I can press apply. Press OK. It's going to load a bit. Press close. And now you see I have my bolt with the washer and the nut at the bottom. But you notice that it's too big. So we can actually adjust it. We could go back to the bolt connection, and we're going to go to Edit. And we're going to go to the plain, right over here. We're going to click on it and click on the 3 dots. And now you could go choose a smaller one. So instead of being outside diameter 1.3, if I use the 1, press OK. Press OK. You're going to notice it's going to shrink it so it fits on the actual piece. Is that clear? If I wanted to see if we could add another one underneath. We don't need it, but we could add it. Let's see. Go back here. Go to Edit. Again, we keep a little space. Let's go to, click on this one. Let's, I clicked the wrong button. This is okay. I want to keep that one, so it's okay. We're going to erase it. We're going to, before we do that, we're going to add the washer again. Let's go add, let's add a different one. Let's add the one with the teeth. Let's add this one, okay? And then we're going to go now, add this one. Oh, I think it went above. There we go. No, it went perfectly. You see? Now I have the bolt, the washer, the nut I just added underneath, and the screw as well. Now that that's completed, all I have left to do is just to array it across the other pieces. I could click on this, right? And I'm going to go now do my assembly. Go to pattern. It's already selected. I'll select it again in case, no, it's already selected. Oh, component is this guy. Feature will be, I guess we'll use this guy. Oh, sorry, circular, thank you. We're going to click this piece right over here. 4 is a good number, 90 degrees. Press OK. And if you notice, we have our complete assembly of our pieces. And that's it. You see here, everything seems to be nice and connected. You could do constraining afterwards and so forth. But overall, this is what you need to do to make your top-down assembly. Again, thank you so much. Make sure you hit save before. Say OK. And let me stop the video.